Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zeng here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Rank where I climb the online VGC 20 ladder and provide live commentary as I go, as we're just jumping right into things, and would you look at it, we are actually up against another Coalossal team. Still using the same team from yesterday's episode, once again built by a player called Santi, who was able to advance to the Players' Cup Finals with this team. Huge congrats to Santi once again. You can find him linked in the description below on Twitter, as well as a rental code to try out the team. Oh man, I have no idea how the Coalossal Mirror works. I believe it's modest max special attack, max speed, so I'm worried if they're like timid. That'll be interesting. Cinderace is also very scary offensively against pretty much everything we have. Especially if it has Steel Spike. I really don't know how to approach this one. I think like Urshifu is a must bring in this because we actually have, you know, a strong counterplay to the opposing Coalossal. I'm thinking Urshifu Coalossal, honestly. Do I just play the Coalossal Mirror immediately? I don't like that, but I don't know what the other best approach would be. I go Urshifu Coalossal. I want Rillaboom to pressure with just a lot of damage with Grassy Glide, because if we chip away at the Coalossal, that would be very good for us. And I'm thinking Incineroar as the last one, mainly for Intimidate against Cinderace. It's pretty bad otherwise, though. Actually, I'm going to bring Togekiss instead. Mainly because Togekiss offers me redirection in this game. Really excited to see how this plays out, though. I think this is a really, really cool team. And huge thanks once again to Santi for building it and for sharing it. And I think it's a team that you're definitely not going to pick up immediately because it's all about enabling Coalossal. So for that reason, because like Coalossal is so important, it's all about basically protecting it as much as possible. It's going to be Mimikyu Primarina, which I think is a really good lead against us. That being said, I have Rillaboom in the back, and I think you probably want a Geyser. I think you have to respect the... Do you max Primarina here? Like that seems crazy, right? Because what I want to do here is just Surging Strikes into the Mimikyu and switch Coalossal out. I think I'm actually going to go out into Togekiss here. So the idea behind this is I want to potentially bait out. I don't like Primarinas on those teams, obviously often don't Dynamax very often. But in the off chance that it's like Life Orb and it wants to max, maybe we can bait it out. So we'll see. As I mentioned, though, this was a team that was able to advance on in the Players' Cup, so I didn't mention the question of the day, but I'm curious if any of you guys have actually watched the Players' Cup. If not, the last stream for the bracket stage is going to be on this Thursday. We're just broadcasting a couple of the matches that took place last weekend, so that's going to be on Thursday on Pokemon on Twitch's YouTube channel. So, yeah, okay, I hope to see some of you all there. And as always, if you guys enjoy, please share support by leaving a like. I'd really appreciate it. No max came out, so I could have just gone for Aqua Jet max and Overgrowth into the Primarina. I don't mind playing a little safer in this early game. See how much Surging Strikes does. It's almost a knockout. I didn't want to bring in Rillaboom out of fear that it was going to be like taking a lot of damage. I feel like Mimikyu probably Trick Rooms here. Oh! Charm? That's the first. The funny thing about Charm is that like I actually don't really care about it, as I can just crit with Surging Strikes anyway. What it does prevent me, though, is now the threat of Coalossal in the back. You don't switch in Coalossal here, ever. Yeah, you don't switch Coalossal in ever. I'm going to Yawn Primarina. And I'm actually going to protect the Urshifu, and you might be wondering why I do that. The reasoning is because I don't actually want to knock out Mimikyu for free. So here's what happens. I don't think Mimikyu ever switches out into Coalossal, and if my opponent does, that's in crazy good. I mean, it would be a good play relative to what we're doing, but the reason I don't think you switch Mimikyu out is because Surging Strikes is just going to crit your Coalossal 3 times and knock you out here. So the idea is if I get the Yawn off against Primarina this turn, then next turn I have a pretty safe play of Surging Strikes once again into the Mimikyu and just Dazzling Gleam. Or Yawn again. Yeah, so it stays in. You could Trick Room here, but that would be really shocking to see. Oh wow, is it a double and a Togekiss? Nice play. Either way, though, that's still fine. Like, that did no damage. Yeah, I get the Yawn off more importantly, so that's good. This next turn is interesting. Do you Moonblast? You can even max the Primarina, which seems kind of crazy, but could work. I want to Strikes into Mimikyu. The Charm actually might work in our favor. I'm gonna Strikes and just Yawn Primarina again in case it switches out. Okay. I'm gonna Knockout. Primarina's fainting this turn. Probably, it's gonna be Moonblast or Hyper Voice. I'd love to see... What would I love to see? I mean, I'd love to enable my Coalossal in this game. Because if we enable it, whereas our opponent doesn't, we win. So it might have actually been better. Like, Follow Me would have been better there. But now Primarina's falling asleep, right? And they actually have for Hyper Voice again. Interesting. Which means I survive with both Pokemon. Unless you're Lum on Primarina, which I'd be shocked to see. Yeah. Okay. I haven't seen Mimikyu in a while. Especially because everyone's using Gmax Cinderace and Rillaboom. And obviously those can just bypass Mimikyu's ability and just like one-shot it. So there's Coalossal. Okay. Okay. You can protect. I want to Yawn Coalossal here. And I think just protect with Urshifu. Yeah. Actually, alternatively, I could switch... the only fear is if Coalossal wakes up this next turn. Like, I'm thinking I could also switch Urshifu out, so then I can Dynamax and just go Max Geyser into it. Surging Strikes is also an interesting option, but it would actually enable the weakness policy stuff. I would crit 3... I wonder if it KOs, actually, with Aqua Jet later on. I'm actually just going to go for Surging Strikes because I have Rillaboom in the back with the Choice Band. So even if I enable your weakness policy, is that actually that scary? I don't think so. Even if you pick up a double knockout this turn, by maxing here, and they might have just maxed and then gone for a guard so that they could try to self-Aqua Jet the next turn. I think that would make some sense. But then the thing is, we could redirect all the self-Aqua Jet away. So like, even if you pick up a double knockout, it's like you either knock out the Togekiss. Yeah, they actually go for the max card. Okay. Interesting. So Primarina's just going to burn a turn of sleep here. I'll take it, although I could have just gone into my Coalossal there and pretty much just won off that. I mean, the question is, does 3 crits... Because I think we just Follow Me here. So just Surging Strikes, Follow Me. 3 crits and then an Aqua Jet plus a Rillaboom I think is enough to knock out the Coalossal. So, I don't know. I think it's fine to activate the weakness policy in Steam Engine right now because I have so much priority right now with Aqua Jet and Rillaboom in the back. Aqua Jet should do around 20%. I mean, Surging Strikes alone critting here I think is going to do a lot. Like, that's why the Charm doesn't actually really end up mattering at all. Cool to see that tech, though. Primarina stays asleep anyway, okay. Yeah, so, obviously, the redirection there is just to, in case it wakes up, and that's a lot of damage. It's not a KO, but yeah, I think it's going to be a knockout the subsequent turn with the double up. Okay, so it's enabled, but at what cost? This was a really good Urshifu game. Yeah, that's almost a knockout by itself. Beautiful. Beautiful. You probably Vocalid here, right? No, Flare, actually. Okay. Flare makes sense. You reduce the water damage. But now I just bring in Rillaboom. That's exactly why I want a Choice Band Rillaboom in this, like so that I could pin the Coalossal, meaning that as long as I do some amount of damage to it, Coalossal just, or Rillaboom just comes in and clicks Grassy Glide. So I can pretty safely do that right now. And I think we can even switch out the Urshifu here into the Coalossal on an hour end. Yeah, that's pretty safe. And then we can even max Rillaboom in this game, honestly, but it's pretty safe to just go out into Coalossal here. I definitely have to commit the Glide into Coalossal just because the Aqua Jet with Sun being up I don't think is actually a knockout. We cannot let Coalossal actually get another attack off here. So, rare position where we actually activate Coalossal Steam Engine, but ends up being super safe for us here. Okay, so by switching Urshifu out, our Coalossal shouldn't be in immediate danger. In fact, if they go for a Water-type attack, they're just going to activate our Coalossal, and then it can get moving. Rillaboom obviously hard beats my opponent's Primarina. So, honestly, the thing I was most worried about from the opposing side was Cinderace in this game, but it didn't end up coming out, fortunately. And the main reason I was afraid of that was because I was debating, do I want to bring the Rillaboom? And Incineroar better bring in this game? But I think Sash is just such a good item on Urshifu, allowing you to, get one big attack off before it faints. So it's interesting because Urshifu is used to enable Coalossal, but as you see, we actually can play with it very offensively as well. Yep, so Glide's just a KO there. So in the end, Coalossal gets one attack off. and that one attack was to KO a Togekiss at like 7 HP, or no, it was like, what, 20 plus HP? Pretty much the dream scenario, and we're lucky enough that Primarina stays asleep for 3 turns. I don't think that honestly mattered too much. That's why I was surprised, like, players staying, and early yawn is so good when they don't have great ways to, like, actually stop the yawn. Now it is going to be Cinderace as my opponent's last one. Ooh, which actually makes this really interesting. Can you knock out Coalossal one shot here? Maybe. So I think the safest play is actually just protect Coalossal, glide into Primarina, because we'll KO Primarina. I want the free switch in into the Urshifu just so I can self-Aqua Jet. The one thing that could be a real problem here for us is if we just max the Coalossal and you like high jump kick crit it, for example. Then we don't have a Dynamax to play with anymore. Although I think Rillaboom would actually probably still win 2v1 anyway in this position. But this play is pretty safe because even if Primarina protects this turn and you knock out the Rillaboom, then I get Urshifu and I can just self-Aqua Jet and attack. But it looks like Primarina doesn't opt to protect here. Might not even have protect, to be honest, and that's a one-hit KO. It's exactly one of the reasons why Primarina, not as common, although still a very good Pokemon in this format. And there's High Jump Kick. Perfect. Nice. Yeah, so I think protecting there covers all our options, pretty much. Trying to think what the one option is. The only option it doesn't cover is, like, Primarina. No, I think it covers everything. So now Glide itself is actually just a knockout. We don't even really need a max here. Yeah. Just save some time. Choice Band Rillaboom was so good in this matchup. Nice. Like, the only resist to it was going to be the Cinderace, right? So I was kind of surprised by the Mimikyu plus Primarina lead because it was a little passive, but that's also why, once again, it's so important to not just like get tempted to Gigantamax Coalossal immediately in the early game because often you have to consider the option of like you potentially getting knocked out. It might have been Assault Vest Primarina too, so I'm thinking if it's AV Primarina, maybe it can take the +2 max overgrowth, and if that's the case, and we just stay in and get knocked out by Hyper Voice, that's really, really bad. So that's exactly why I play that way. Wanted to bait out the attacks early on, get some early damage off, and I think what's really cool about this team is, once again, like, it supports Coalossal really, really well. You get great damage output from Rillaboom. Assault Vest and Incineroar can take a lot of these really powerful attacks. And then you've got the Togekiss with support. And Yawns are so good because if you get some early Yawn pressure off, then that enables you. Like, we won that game without even maxing, right? That it just enables Coalossal in the late game. This next team is a really scary team, I think, because it's really bulky. So, how do we enable Coalossal in this one? Have to respect Lapras. However, I've got Rockfall coming out immediately, so... Whimsicott Lapras is the lead I'm most scared of here. Whimsicott Lapras. If you go Whimsicott Lapras, though, I can just go Urshifu Coalossal, right? I just don't know if +2 max Rockfall, base 140 special KOs Lapras. It's not a damage calc I'm very familiar with. I just think with Coalossal, you always have to put on very much early pressure against it. However, I don't really do very well into Lapras. I could Snarl it. Like, Incineroar for Snarl here is interesting. I don't think we bring Togekiss because of the threat of Max Lightning. So I want Incin, Rillaboom, Dragapult, Coalossal. Maybe Urshifu Coalossal. Light Screen is nice here, though, for us. Okay, I'm going to go Incineroar, Dragapult, Coalossal, and Rillaboom. So it's kind of a weird decision. I'm not sure if it's the right one to make. I'm still really trying to learn Team Preview with this team because I think it's definitely a little bit harder because, most of the time it's all about enabling Coalossal, so you're basically picking the best 3 partners for Coalossal. Whereas with other teams, there's often other, like, one or two other Pokemon that want to Dynamax or Gigantamax. But it's not a problem with the team, right? It's just a difference in play style. Once I got Urshifu. Okay. Gotta say, I wasn't expecting that. Now the question is that Dark Urshifu? I actually can't tell. I could Fake Out here. Let me just double check. Okay, yeah, it is Dark. So you could crit. You can crit with your signature move. So Fake Out into Whimsicott. I see what they were going for. I think their idea was to just crit the Dragapult before I get the Surf off. It's not good. You don't max here, do you? I'm actually going to go for Phantom Force. I don't know if that's the right play. Good switch out by Whimsicott. Corviknight. Okay. Now, this is alright for Coalossal's position. Yeah, they don't max the Urshifu. This might be alright, though. Yeah, there's Wicked Blow. Okay. I think I'm just gonna Phantom Force Flare Blitz into the Urshifu here. The Corviknight does not scare me at all. That's normally a pretty scary Pokemon, but given that I have Coalossal in the back, not much damage from Phantom Force though. It's probably gonna Wicked Blow. I wonder if we can survive that. Oh, I forgot we have the Colbur Berry! Wait, because we had Colbur, we should have switched out into Coalossal then. Oh, that's my B. Oh, that's still a knockout. Right. Never mind. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to avoid that first turn of damage. We're faster than Corviknight, so that's valuable information. Okay. What maxes in this game for my opponent is my question, because I think I just outright bring Coalossal out right now. I don't think you close combat into Coalossal. I think you close combat into the Incineroar slot. So I can knock out Corviknight right now. There's surely going to be a Lapras in the back, but I think that's actually... Okay, what's actually threatening Coalossal in this game? It's pretty much Lapras. So I think we Flare into Corviknight. It should be close combat into Incineroar. I wonder if we can knock out with the U-turn. Probably not. But then we get Rillaboom in for free, which is pretty valuable. Alright, I'm definitely flaring right now, I think, into the Corviknight slot. Just whether I U-turn or Flare Blitz here. I think I just want the KO here on Urshifu. Yeah. So we don't get the weakness policy stuff activated this game, but that might be okay. Yeah, Corviknight switches out. Let's see if it's Lapras or Whimsicott. It is Whimsicott, okay. That means they get Tailwind up this game. And here's the problem is if it's fake tears. You know what would have been so much nicer? Reading the switch there and just going for Vocalith. If we call that correctly, we denied the Tailwind. Although I guess actually Tailwind going up doesn't really matter in this game, but it's more about the threat of fake tears from Whimsicott right now. Unless he's not sashed for some reason. Okay, just Wicked Blow. It's a lot of damage. That's why I needed the knockout here, I thought. Yeah, Vocalith would have been real nice there. Now the problem is that Sun is up. I suspect Lapras will be in the back, and it's like the question is if you have fake tears or helping handle Whimsicott. You know, obviously it's Moonblast, Tailwind, often Protect, and then maybe Taunt, but then there's so much flexibility for that fourth move. There's the Sash. So the thing is, like, Corviknight's not really scary, right? Because I've got Sun up, I'm faster with the Incineroar, and I've got Coalossal out, so I think you're pretty much forced to bring your last Pokemon, but that last turn, I think the Corviknight never stays in, so I should have gone for the Vocalith instead. That's Lapras. Yeah. Okay. This is super doable still, just... Do I think my opponent's going to go all in on Coalossal this turn? What you could do is also Geyser into Incineroar, so I could, like, Vocalith. Like, what I'm leaning towards is just go for Snarl and Vocalith here into the Lapras. Because I think Coalossal protecting here is super obvious, but this is why it was important for me to enable Coalossal earlier on. So, let's see. I mean, if they... What's interesting, though, is if you Geyser into the Coalossal... There were two plays to make this turn, basically. Snarl, Max Guard, or Snarl, Vocalith. Or even U-turn Vocalith, potentially. That's also interesting. Because we still have, you know, Choice Band Rillaboom in the back. So, fake tears. Okay, it's just Tailwind, which I think we survived Geyser. I'm pretty sure. Ah, they go for the Resonance instead. Even better. Because they don't change the weather that way. Yeah, and they predict the Protect on Coalossal. Here we go. There we go. Okay, nice. I guess the one fear is now if there's a weakness policy on that Lapras. But even if so, this is a lot of residual damage coming out now. It's Life Orb. Okay, perfect. Perfect. I think the better play there is to Geyser so that you have weather control going into the next turn. Because now I still have the Sun up against you. Which means you're definitely not doing any damage into into Coalossal. And I get Vocalith off. Let's see, Corviknight's in the back. It's not very much damage, but that's fine, because Lapras can't heal itself. And with a little bit more of a chip, that's going to be in KO range from the Rillaboom. However, still got to be careful. This game is not over. What do I want to do here? Screens are up. You can bulk up with the Corviknight. I'd like to, let's see, we've Dynamaxed for 2 turns now. I mean, I honestly want to just double up onto the Corviknight. There's a chance like Body Press Max Geyser might knock out the, there's just Max Geysering. Should be into Coalossal, right? No, into Incineroar. Okay, I think, once again, reading a Max card there. Yeah, I don't know. I think we survive Life Orb Max Geyser, especially after that Snarl damage. But maybe my, unfamiliarity with damage calcs is actually helping me here. Okay, Corviknight bulk ups. I'm not going to do very much damage here. My opponent has screens and they have rain up. Unfortunately, Incineroar is faster than the Coalossal here. That's actually more damage than I thought, actually, to be honest. The more important thing is that I regain control of the weather here. I'm knockout though. Okay. Double up onto Lapras actually would have won the game there, I think. Maybe not. Oh, it's actually a bulky berry. Wait. Moringa berry. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, this is still far from over. Mainly because Corviknight can heal up. +1 defense, special defense, and 2 turns of Tailwind. Now, I want to switch Incineroar out. Actually, I mean, you just Geyser Coalossal here, right? Oh, but if you Geyser, you activate our... They might end up Geysering Incineroar a 3rd time. I'm just worried. I don't think you Geyser Coalossal, because you have to respect the weakness policy being activated. So actually, I think we attack with Coalossal here. But what do we even do? Heat Wave? I went for a U-turn Heat Wave. I don't know if that's correct. Okay, Geyser comes out. We just went into Coalossal. Oh, man. I guess they were like, I need damage onto this now. Is there any reason to not actually protect there? Yeah, there's Roost. I don't think I have damage against Corviknight now. Because he has Roost. I think it was a big mistake not to protect there. What I was hoping for was... Yeah, because my opponents always just end up attacking there. We get Rain up too. If I just protect there, then Coalossal can just Heat Wave in this late game. Although Rain would be up. Okay, we have more Vocalith damage. It's like, we'll stall out Tailwind, because now I can just Fake Out into Corv. But the Rock's damage is also really helping us out right now, but... Yeah, because it Roosts, it actually gets Grassy Terrain, which is funny to see. I don't see that too often. The problem is Rain is up, I get it, I Intimidate myself now, and I don't have a special attacker. I don't know why I read so hard. Like, I read basically into my opponent targeting the Incineroar slot and Roosting, so I was like, I can just end the game here with the Heat Wave right now. Which I don't think is a terrible read to make, quite frankly, because Geyser wouldn't KO us there otherwise. But I can stall out Tailwind. I believe there's one more turn of Vocalith. Is there 1 or 2, actually? It's 1. 2 turns of Aurora Veil. We're choice banded, so another question is Banded knockoff KO. Actually, Superpower might be our best bet. Because the 4x resist is really bad here, right? Oh, but Tailwind is up. So I need to actually try to actually KO the Lapras. Now, they might Protect Lapras here. That's the other problem. Actually, Protect Lapras is super safe. I didn't have the guts to read into it. They didn't go for it. Okay. Oh boy, we don't do any damage into Corviknight though. I think this Corviknight actually wins. This is why Corviknight's really good in this format. I just needed to protect Coalossal in this game. That was my mistake. But you live and you learn. Okay, so now the question is, can Corviknight take Flare Blitz, Glide? And then the problem, I mean, the other advantage for us right now is that the Corviknight, I think you have to click Roost actually. Yeah, I mean, I had to Glide there to even knock out the Lapras, which is unfortunate. But the weather control of Lapras getting the rain up consistently is part of the problem here. That's not enough damage, no way. I misplayed this just by not protecting the Coalossal. I just didn't think that turn through. That is so little damage. Yeah. Corviknight actually I think is a really good Pokemon right now because it counters some of the top Pokemon in Cinderace. Sorry, not Cinderace. Rillaboom and Togekiss. But I had the right tools to win this, especially for how good my early game was. Yeah, okay, Aurora Veil wears off. I mean, we can still crit through it, right? So I'm not going to give up. Nice lead by my opponent. That was a really nice lead. Tailwinding going up didn't really end up mattering too much. The only misplay, I mean, the only play I'd really point to in this game is not protecting Coalossal. I just really was expecting another Geyser into the Incineroar slot. I think our only hope here is a burn, but Corviknight should be able to 2v1 now. Yeah. That single bulk up was so good. And actually, the other play I really could have read into was when Corviknight switched out. That was super obvious. There's no way you stay on 2 fire types in that position. So you can see how well the Lapras synergizes with Corviknight. Rain was the real problem for us, right? Corviknight taking only half damage from these fire type attacks. Real problematic. All I needed to do was protect Coalossal in the last turn. I'm trying to even think why I didn't, honestly, in that position. And I was like... Yeah, because even if you do go for the Geyser into the Rillaboom slot, or sorry, Instantly Incineroar slot, I get Rillaboom in for free, and then I can just go for the Heat Wave. Although honestly, I wouldn't think Heat Wave even knocks out. So maybe I didn't really have like a guaranteed like it was you know, special offensive in Moringa Berry Corviknight as well, which is really interesting. So I'm thinking, like, even if, you know, the Heat Wave goes off, like, you get the Spadef boost and the rain is up, so I'm not really knocking out Corviknight. So I think Corviknight actually maybe could have pulled it off one way or another, honestly. Yeah, Moringa was super interesting, and the weather control, my opponent having that one extra turn of control was really important. So, actually, what would have been better was going up for the double up onto the Lapras. Instead of going for the Flare onto Corviknight and the Flare Blitz, I could have directed all that damage into Lapras, knocked that out, and then divert all my attentions into Corviknight in the subsequent turn. But really, really great play of the Corviknight, honestly, and I think now I've seen the power of Lapras plus Corviknight. That is a very strong duo. Okay, what do we got here? I actually want to quickly check if Coalossal outspeeds Porygon Z at max speed. Sorry, if we get the speed up. Because I think it outspeeds Excadrills, but it might just be under Porygon. So I want to quickly double check that, because that's actually really important. Because I could lead, let's see. If you're timid, 156. We're 164, so we do have speed. However, what's interesting here is you could go NDD plus, Togekiss plus Porygon. Or you could just go Whimsicott Cinderace. That's a possibility as well. Don't feel like there's a very safe combo here based off how offensive my opponent's team is, so it's very lead-oriented. Alright, I'm going to try out Urshifu Coalossal. Let's just go for it. Risk it for the biscuit. Definitely want Rillaboom here. I think Incineroar. With the Salt Vest, valuable. Good switch-ins as well. Yeah, honestly, even if we protected the Coalossal last game, I'm not sure that would have been enough for a win. The correct play would have been to double up onto Lapras once again. Oh, I felt like it was going so well. I just didn't respect Corviknight enough in the late game. It was really, really strong. That's Whimsicott and Indeedee. Okay. So with Indeedee, I can still self Aqua Jet, which is nice. Leaning towards Aqua Jet. Aqua Jet Heat Wave is actually no. I would do too much damage with Aqua Jet Heat Wave, right? Yeah, I just want to Aqua Jet, I think, and Vocalith here. But then you get a free switch in, which isn't great. Aqua Jet, Vocalith. Yeah, but then I guess if it is Cinderace in the back, we should have enough tools to actually deal with it. So, once again, this is a unique mechanic. You can actually self-target yourself even under Psychic Terrain, so some players don't know that, but that's one cool thing that you can do. Okay. Oh, I'm worried about Choice Scarf Indeedee. That'd actually be a disaster, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be? Okay, Tailwind. Okay. We got everything going. Wait, actually, what's Indeedee's base speed again? I thought it was 90. It's 95. This outspeeds Coalossal. We're good. Never mind. Wait, how much does this get up to in terms of speed? Is it Sash, by the way? We crit, but it's not. Okay, no Sash. So this reaches. Oh, okay. Never mind. We actually outspeed base 95s with this, which is really nice. Because we're what, 82, so we reach 164. Okay. It is Cinderace in the back, which I gotta say I was anticipating, but a Max Knuckle shouldn't KO Coalossal. High Jump Kick will, but if you High Jump Kick, I'll do so much damage to you in return. So I think it's actually confined to just double attack here. I don't think you ever flare here, right? Oh wait, we can just bring out Incineroar. What am I saying? Incineroar and flare into Cinderace. Pretty sure that it allows us to even survive Life Orb High Jump Kick. And I think Cinderace might want to max here. The only problem here is if we actually don't actually survive. In which then I could have just gotten a Surging Strikes or a Close Combat off to knock out Cinderace there. Okay, they max Cinderace, nice. I'm pretty sure we're surviving a double up here then. Yeah, I had a panic attack there for a second. I thought Indeedee was outspeeding our Coalossal. But yeah, for those that are trying to learn Coalossal speed tiers, because I'm still not even super familiar with it, yeah, you're able to outspeed like Porygon Z and Indeedee, which is actually so valuable in this matchup specifically, actually. So we take those. Huh? Max Darkness. Does Indeedee have, or sorry, does Whimsicott have a way to actually do damage to us? Wait, I mean, that was no damage at all. Okay. That's fine. Now, I do set up the sun for them, which is kind of scary, but I don't think that's really much of a problem. And just Dazzling Gleam. I guess the idea was that they knew they weren't going to pick up a knockout there anyway this turn, so I might as well get a Spadef drop, cover switch-ins, and that is almost just a KO onto Cinderace. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Nice, nice. Yeah, what's basically really important in a matchup like this is just making sure Coalossal isn't in like immediate danger of getting one shot. If you can protect it that way, it's pretty valuable. And so the Tailwind was actually pretty much useless for our opponent here. So we got Rillaboom and Urshifu in the back. It's super safe actually to just max guard Coalossal here, I think. They're not flying, right? They're dark type. Yeah, max guard Flare Blitz here feels fine. I think this game is over, to be honest. No matter what happens after this turn. Yeah. I think because of the Intimidate there was pretty much nothing my opponent could really do. We just had the better lead. So we finally basically pushed the go button with Coalossal as a lead, and it ends up working out, which I'm very happy about. And the reason I was like, because I was like, if you lead Cinderace, like maybe we're not actually in that much danger because of the fact that we can, like even if you max and you target Coalossal, I can just switch out into Incineroar, stall out your Dynamax turns. It gets a little trickier though. Like I think Whimsicott and Cinderace was by far the lead I was most scared of. And I don't have a super safe answer to that. I can't lead Rillaboom into that. Incineroar can get an Intimidate, but then I still have to worry about Max Knuckles. Togekiss has to worry about Max Steel Spikes. So I was like, okay, with Urshifu and Coalossal, at least I can just, threaten Self-Aqua Gen. If they lead anything else, we just have a huge advantage. Had a little bit of scare with the speed stats there with Porygon and ADD, but ended up being faster than ADD, which was really, really critical. So that's why, a lot of players will build some bulk on Coalossal. This one is no bulk. It's just pure special attack, pure speed offense, and that's really valuable, especially because you want to outspeed, base 90, 95's Pokemon. So yeah. All right, that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, peace.